I don't think I've ever explained what a U problem is. YOU. A YOU problem is something that, yeah, you could do tons of mental gymnastics to place the blame or the fault at somebody else's feet, but ultimately the problem rests within, you know? And unfortunately, we live in a time where you have generations of people who are just folded into this victim mentality. Nothing's my fault. I didn't do it. ... All that fun stuff, you know? And this right here is no different. Let's go.
Start blaming ourselves. Like, I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it. Because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create.
Okay, and you see they all starting to nod their head. Girl, we didn't create these conditions. I'm gonna beg to disagree, particularly when it comes to the weight thing, because you're the one who decided to put that in your mouth. You're the one that decides not to get up and exercise. You're the one that, you have the choice between the fried chicken and hot Cheeto surprise as opposed to a salad in the water, and you take the salad in the water. And not to be hypocritical on this, because I do it a lot too. I like eating things that taste delicious, but you know how I counterbalance that? I work out like nobody's business. Every single subspecial that I do on this channel is me at the park running around the gym, and that's not the only way that I train by any stretch of the imagination. I just like the scenery at the park, so I'm cool with dropping a video just talking to you guys. But ultimately, yeah, I like, you have to make the life choices that you need to make, and you can't sit there and blame really something as personal and as within your control as your weight, in your control as your weight on racism or structures of oppression or any of this other nonsense. But let's let her continue.
We're moving, we're taking care of kids, but our food quality suffers. We are living in the Trump era.
Okay, y'all was big before Trump. You don't get to say that we're living in the Trump era, so, I'm overweight. No. What? We're living in the Trump, you got all these big bitches that, yo. This is pure comedy, because you're sitting here like, we got kids, we're moving, but our food quality sucks. Hey, that's the thing. Move your ass to to a farmer's market or something like that. Hell, get a pot of soil and grow your own shit if you really feel that desperate about it. But it ultimately is about the choices that you make, and you decided, hey, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna eat this crap, I'm gonna eat the processed foods, and I'm going to not move around in the manner in which I will lose weight. Okay, because just doing your going about your regular daily life is not exercising. It is burning calories, but it's not exercising. It's not training. It's not putting in the concentrated effort towards increasing your cardio, doing your fat burn, and all this other stuff. So yeah, wow, that's amazing.
And look, those policies kill our people. You can't get access to good health care, good insurance. The research says
good health care, good insurance, and once again, these were problems before Trump got in office. So how are you going to sit here now and just be like, Trump did all this, man? I mean, his policies, when in reality, a lot of his policies have been in an attempt to peel back policies that have been put in place a long time ago before he even got into office, that actually would actually increase capitalism in many of these areas, like the what's that bill? The opportunity zones. I mean, you should be at your elected officials demanding that, hey, with these opportunity zones, make sure they take that opportunity to put good food here. That's where you need to be. Not sitting here crying about Trump. You need to be focused on your local elected officials, because those are the ones that have more sway over your day to day than the president does. But no. Oh my goodness, the Trump presidency. You got all these big chicks. Mm-hmm.
Black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower. Even
do you commit? Do you cheat to that diet? And plus, I genuinely believe it's like, when it comes to weight and it comes to the human body, it is so individualized that, yeah, what works for one person ain't gonna work for the next one. What works for me is getting out and running around a track, and, you know, pull-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, all that fun stuff, and plenty of juice. That works for me. But that's not going to work for, you know, the next person. I've said on plenty of occasions that there are some people who will be big no matter what. You know, they can do all the sit-ups in the world. They're never going to be like, you know, like super slim or anything else like that. But what they can do is, you know, still continue to do the work and be trim and be in shape regardless. You know, like, you can be big without being obese. None of you ladies have to have the jawlines that you got. But you got them because you don't get up and you don't move your ass in a manner in which, what's the name of it? In a manner in which will, you know, actually shed weight. And you're saying, well, I got to do this diet, and I got to do that diet, and I got to do keto, and I have to do Atkins and all these other fads, instead of really, weight loss is one of the most basic things to do. Okay, what you need is water, good pair of sneakers, and the drive to do it. You know, drink a lot of water, work out a whole lot, and really watch your intake. That's it. I'm telling you guys, I eat like a 12-year-old, and I don't have the body of, I'm not a morbidly obese gentleman. Why? Because I take care of myself, and I put in the work that would that negates the bad effects of what I eat. Now, I'm still in the process of changing my diet. I will wholeheartedly admit to that. It's a hard thing. It has taken literally years, decades, for me to start to be like, okay, yeah, instead of a Pepsi, I'll drink me a smoothie, a fruit smoothie, or something along those lines. So these are hard choices to make, but they are choices that you as an individual have. And sitting here saying, you know, us black women, it's just so hard on us. It's like, everything is about you, ain't it? I saw this article the other day. No, today actually, where it's like, black women are leading the charge in the Newark water fight. Like, sit your ass down. It's not always about you, okay? It really ain't. And all these Bible, because I can guarantee you, they all are Bible thumpers. They all believe in their Lord, believe in their religion, and everything else like that. And I don't trust religious women, because they are always the ones with the mentality that, oh yes, you know, you're not God, so you can't tell me what to do, as opposed to, you know, like just completely quick to dismiss the male or masculine authority that, you know, God, if you are of the religious doctrine, bestowed upon man as leaders. But nuh-uh, girl. And that's a big part of the reason why urban communities are in the position that they're in. Because you run around with unchecked, no, girl, you don't have to do anything. The welfare state going to take care of you. You know, you don't need no man. You can do it on your own. You're strong and independent. You can just, you can have anybody's baby. And guess what? As soon as you have that raggedy dude's baby, we're going to make sure that we take care of you. And because nothing's your fault. So stop it. Jesus.
We're following the diet than our white women counterparts. And what public health practitioners think.
Okay, so something that I've brought up on the channel before is that back in the 60s, when black women were slimmer as well, you notice how they had the froze and stuff like that, and they were dressing in accordance to the way that the men want. And then after feminism swept through the urban / black communities, they started comparing themselves to white women instead of, you know, that like their goal was being more like white women instead of being the women that their men wanted them to be. And so this is a woman who is probably generations into this. Like she is probably clearly in her 40s. I want to say 40s. Like, she's probably early 40s. And, you know, it's 40 years of indoctrination into believing, oh, yes, me and white women were the same thing, and trying to put yourself in trying to, like, you know, compete with white women, which is ridiculous because you're not the same thing at all. And you should be looking into, like I said, it's a real individual thing. But no, it's about competing with them and, you know, going towards that goal as opposed to the one that the men who are long since gone had for you. So now they're just miserable and lashing out and blaming any and everybody for what I like to call you problems.
That our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
Are you, and you got a chick with a hand up. You got all these quote unquote sisters. You got the one, oh my god, she's speaking to my spirit right now. Cause this racism is just so much. Yo. And the crazier part is, black women were slimmer when we was getting lynched. What are you talking about? But once again, I have to stress that just because they black don't mean they're a descendant. Like that lady, like Pork Chop. I want to call her Pork Chop. Like it feels like her nickname should be Pork Chop. Is that Stacey Abrams? I don't think that's Stacey. I can't tell. Let me know in the comments if that's Stacey Abrams or not. She feels like Stacey Abrams. But Pork Chop over here wants to like place the blame literally everywhere else except for within. And you see it's nothing but women except for that one simp dude that's sitting there, the bald simp guy that was sitting there. Like, oh yes, because it's everybody's problem, everybody else's issue except for yours. And unfortunately, Pork Chop, it just don't work out like that. It really don't. But hey, it is what it is. You've had control over the urban community, over urban society for 30, 40 years, and look where it's at. Look at all the gentrification. So to sit here now and be like, oh my goodness, this racism and all this other nonsense, man, miss me with it. Miss me with it. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like, dislike, yeah, go ahead, do that too. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and like, not the biggest fans. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments, man? Like, how do you place blame for your weight problem on racism? Particularly, because I get, hold on. I get where she's coming from, because these places have been purposefully turned into food deserts. The good nourishing food and all that other stuff, they were, the elected officials of these areas, they made sure that they were gone. They turned a blind eye to the dismantling of these communities. But you want to know the fun part? Yeah, they look just like you, and usually have a vagina too. Particularly and like I want to say, over the past 20 years, definitely far more females involved in urban politics than there used to be. And guess what? Far more chaos, far more destruction, and far more distortion. So yeah, you need to look inwards. But I'm talking about you, the listener, may think differently, and if you do, that's what the comments are for. And until the next one.